Right, so you're wondering what this crazy person is talking about. What do you mean my reality going to work and sitting in my car and driving down the road isn't real? She must be smoking something. Nope, not smoking nothing. So, you may have heard of Nikola Tesla. He talks about frequencies and how everything is based on a frequency. A frequency as in how fast something moves, because everything in the universe is in our universe is in constant motion, and each thing has a level of frequency. For instance, this vehicle is more solid than, say, obviously water, or the three levels of water: ice, water, and steam, right? Okay, so it's kind of like that. Each vibration is like at a level. So basically, how fast things vibrate equals how solid they are. There you go. So just because I can touch this and squeeze it, it's the same thing as if I'm touching me and squeezing it, but it's at a different rate of vibration. Okay. Another thing about our reality is, have you ever noticed how things in life are based on, I noticed this when I was flying. Not flying, but in a plane. I would love to fly, but I was in a plane, and you see how they have our cities cut up into squares and sections. Can you imagine how long that would have taken? Squares and sections, just like the parking lot has squares and sections. And all these things are based on numbers. Our entire reality here is based on a numeric system. Everything is based on a number. You have a number. It's called your Social Security number. Your credit card has a number. Your car has a VIN number. I mean, the stores have numbers. The products have numbers. Everything has a number. The number of the man is 666. Do you realize the number of the man, 666, is a human being? The number of the man, any man, the number is 666, is based on various levels of, like, your social number, your whatever number. There's three numbers, and the numbers equal 6 as the 6 is what it equals. Okay, that's a whole nother thing. I'll try to come back to that later. But the fact of the matter is, sitting in my car using my phone is not real life. It's actually us being asleep. Now, I realize some people are going to cut it off at this point, like, oh my God, she's gone over a hill. I'm going to go have another drink, watch the game, scratch myself, whatever it is you're going to do. But instead of doing that, how about watch some TV? Because I have an example of a show that has shown this in such a real way that I am just amazed. Well, not so amazed that it's not on anymore, but I was so amazed how real it felt to me. And it's only one way of a possibility of what's going on, but it's such a real way that it's worth watching. Okay, the show is called Eureka. The season is 5, and I want to say it's the second half of the season. I know it's near the end of the season. And I'm just going to tell you what's happening, but I still want you to watch it, because it's obvious. We get to see as it's happening, so it's not like a big surprise to the audience. Okay, so what is happening is some of the people in Eureka is like an experimental town where they do experiments, like they have AI that's like a sheriff, and they have a lot of robots watching the town, and it's an experimental city. So in this city, some of the people had gone off somewhere, and they ended up getting captured, and they were taken aboard a ship, and they were like knocked out and put into a state of what I think they call stasis, to where you're still alive, but you're not alive to the world. You're like lying there like you're asleep. So there were several people. They were put on board the ship and they were put into the state. And you've probably seen sci-fi shows like this. But this particular show took it to the extent of where they actually did it. Like they put them on the ship and they were on the ship for a while. But in their heads, they were connected up, right? So they were all interacting to each other inside their heads. Let me know if this sounds familiar, because I've been thinking this for quite a while, that we're living in our heads. And we actually are living in a mental realm. Which makes sense. It means we're living in our heads. So what they did in the show was they did this. And it was like all kinds of drama going on in their heads. Life and death, and relationships were breaking up, and people were being born. And it's just like we're living now. Hello? Can you hear me? Finally, they were able to wake up to the reality of what happened to them. And so this is where we come to today. If you're them and you're waking up to seeing me and I'm telling you the honest truth, your dream world is your real life.